Welcome back, everybody. My name is Rob Norman. This is Rob for Films, and this week we finally started the long-awaited episode 2 of Shot or Not. I don't know how long-awaited it is. It's been long-awaited for me because I've been working on it for a while, and it's out today. This is it. You're looking at it right now, which is amazing. Couple things that have changed from episode 1 to episode 2. I was no longer in charge of this particular shot. I won last time. That was my thing. So now I get put on the back burner. So technically, Cole won, so Cole's in charge.
To be honest with you,
Since the Joe Exotic episode, he's been acting a little different. I'm not really sure exactly what happened while we were in Oklahoma, but
I'm not even sure I know how to read.
he had like 4 tiger's blood snow cones while we were there. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
I think I just memorized words.
Well, anyway, as you can tell, he's not quite right.
The sad thing about that is that's not even my quote. I just memorized that quote.
Which worries me about him leading this entire thing, but
I don't. Can I read?
who knows? We'll see. Let's just roll with it.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about.
So as soon as we figured out that it was going to be the Jesse James shot that we were recreating this time, we knew that the biggest problem that we were going to come up with is location. I had heard some stories before that there were some abandoned railroad tracks around town. Those stories were probably unsubstantiated, and we knew we had to go to an expert, someone that knows this place like the back of their hand and could really show us and help us find some really good abandoned railroad tracks. And so there was only one guy that Rob trusted with this task. So we got the crew together, or some of the crew together, especially Indiana Todd. We knew we were going to need his help down the line with this shot. He is much better at lighting than we are, and so we knew we needed his help, and so to get his eyes on the location was something that we desperately needed to be able to pull off this shot. And so he came along, and we brought Brennan, and we brought Keegan, and we were sent off out into the wilderness, out into the great beyond of Montague County to find these tracks with Mr. Keck. Limit on this road?
Huh?
There's a weight limit on this road.
Oh, I thought you said a speed limit there.
No, weight limit.
I guess it's here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's it.
We're on the hunt for abandoned or semi-abandoned railroad tracks. I can't guarantee anything as far as trespassing or not, but we're going to attempt head west of here. Gonna go to Ringgold. I'm hoping Ringgold is the location. If not, we're gonna head to Stoneburg and try another spot. So that's our plan. Hopefully we can find something. Problem that we run into here in Montague County is there's only 2 rail lines, to my knowledge, that are still running. There's one that runs north and south, comes out of Oklahoma into Bowie, and then one that parallels 287. Back in the day, before I was born, there was an old rail line that ran from Gainesville to either Henrietta or Wichita, I believe, and that line was abandoned, I believe, sometime in the early 60s, and you can see traces of it on some of the back roads, but the problem is all of the rails have been pulled up, and the only thing that you see is just the raised earth where the tracks used to be. So we kind of had to be creative here, finding a spot that's not truly active, and I'm hoping our first spot here at Ringgold is such the case. With Google Earth, it appears that there's still some tracks there, and obviously it's not going to be being used while the filming's taking place. So kind of got our fingers crossed. If not, we're going to have to go to Plan B and outsource out of the county. So that's the plan right now.
Not abandoned. This is the main line that goes across the bridge over there.
Oh boy. It is really good though.
I mean, it's a track.
Yeah. It's good. It looks like the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Those trees and stuff looks identical to the movie.
Yeah. First location we pulled up on, it wasn't what we expected at first. We pulled up on a main track, which is kind of like right by it, and then we looked down beneath our feet, and then there was the abandoned track right there.
Okay, so we'd want to be down there shooting this way because we want the brush on the left side, I think. Is that right, man?
Yeah.
We see it on the left side a little bit.
Well, you kind of see it from both, but it's probably.
Well, if we had
best
one or the other, I think this way would be better.
Are there any of the old tracks left that go out of Nocona this way?
That's what we were talking about. Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
We walked a little bit farther down. It was looking really, really, really good. I mean, really good. We had basically everything we needed. I mean, the tracks were great. I couldn't have asked for a better spot.
So if we get like right back here, we could sort of see it, minus his car being there, we'd have the light face this way, so we wouldn't see down that way anyway.
Yeah.
The light would blind us from that. So I'm thinking like shooting in this general area right here.
Yeah, because
That
then
way.
you can kind of get, because I think the light actually, it comes in and then it starts, like there's kind of like a curvature, so whoever's running light for us, who's ever being our train or whatever, they come in kind of a curve, and this can kind of mimic that because you can't really see that there's not a curve, especially in the dark. There are some differences continuity-wise with the Jesse James shot at location 1 because there's some foliage in the Jesse James shot on either side of the railroad tracks because they're out in the middle of the woods hijacking that train, and we are not really out in the middle of the woods. I mean, we're out in the middle of the country, but we're not in the woods. We had one side that had foliage on it, but it was kind of farther off than we needed it to be. That was a minus for that location. The other side actually had the actual railroad tracks beside it. So that could be a problem.
Really think that location at Ringgold is going to be better than Stoneburg because of the limited population around there. I think there's going to be lots of activity. This highway has a lot of traffic on it, and I'm not real optimistic about where we're fixing to go. I think it's going to be too active for what we're going to try to get done. But never hurts to try every location and check and see what's available. So we're almost to Stoneburg, and maybe we'll have some luck there.
I think we need to see about getting hold of schedule. When trains run. Most of it's pretty well scheduled. It would be nice to make sure that there's not one.
Exactly.
Because
Call it in.
they could, I mean, I'm not that freaked out about it.
I mean, the only thing I would be worried about is
Well, if they roll it by and the conductor holds
well, I don't even know about the conductor. I was thinking, like, if we had that light out there and they see that light, they'll call the cops on us or something.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant. That's the other thing about not.
I'm talking about, like, the people living out there.
Right, yeah. That's the other thing about not drawing attention to, but.
The second location, it was kind of the complete opposite of the first location. The first location was more secluded. This location was more busy.
We're in beautiful downtown Stoneburg, and this is another possible location. We got parking tracks right here, but what we're seeing is there's a lot of highway traffic. 81 is right there, and every time that I've looked at this location, there's been some equipment on the tracks. So
The second location, the tree line matched up pretty well. The problems that mounted on this location was that it was semi-abandoned, and they still had some equipment parked on the tracks, and then there was a main fairway highway right next to it, and so it was just going to be really busy, and it was something we may not have been able to hide from if something went bad, somebody came and found us and, reported us in. We're going to decide to go with location 1. Continuity-wise, it is not exactly everything that we wanted, but it is perfect for what we can do, and I think that is great. It is more than I could have asked for. I did not think that there would be this much stretch of track. I thought maybe we would have 8 feet. I hope everything works out. We can get out there and practice a little bit. We can figure out the fog and the lighting, and we're gonna make this shot happen, guys. I really believe we are. Todd is
'Cause I'm Indiana J when I'm tripping on the juice.
really worried about these tracks. He thinks we're gonna get arrested and stuff, and I just don't see that. I don't see anything like that happening. That's kind of ridiculous. I mean, I think the biggest thing that we have to worry about out there is probably aliens.
So a lot of people don't know this, but Cole worked for the government in DC last summer, and he kind of has a little bit of I don't know if he still has, a government clearance. And so there's certain paperwork that he signed that he can't give away certain information, if you know what I'm saying.
You want me to shed some light on the yeah.
So he pretends like the government's an honest organization that tells the public everything.
I think if there was some sort of alien...
We know this is not true, but he can't say otherwise. You know what I'm saying, right? You know? Okay.
infestation, invasion, the government would let us know. Yeah, they they would let us know. I mean, it's America.
According to Todd's brother Skip, we found out recently that the moon landing was all just a giant cover-up, and that's actually what Area 51 is for.
That's how you know you live in a free land, you know?
It has nothing to do with aliens. There's actually just a little spot there with the camera that looks like a flag that's held up by wires because there's gravity, even though it's supposed to look like it doesn't have gravity.
If there were aliens out there, like I may or may not have suggested, they would definitely say, hey, duck and cover, we got a problem.
Anyway, that's what Area 51 is, and so I found that to be an interesting thought.
The government would be the first to let us know.
I mean, if Joe don't know, who does? You know what I'm saying? So let's check out future episodes and see how Cole handles this entire thing of being in charge. Right now, it looks like he's losing his marbles to me. Guy's cracking up. Can't take the pressure.
There's no secrets. There's no secrets out there. Yeah, we're fine.